Hello friends, now this is inside the boat and this is the division between them here. I'm starting with the biggest one first, then I can use the same cardboard to copy it, then I got smaller and smaller, and now just number 4 here left. So this is the smallest one on the port side. I use the same cardboard. Now I'm going to mark it and cut it out. So all the 4 ones on the port side is done. Now they're just going to be glued. And then I can have my little small things in. And then comes the other side, starboard side. Still empty of everything. Hello friends, this is Anna again. And this is on Brennu, my home island, before the start 1968, and aboard is 2 French girls who sailed with me a bit, Martine and Eleanor. So this is in early May 1968. This is after many months, in September or August, well, when I arrived in Coast Isle of Wight, England. I've been to many places, been speaking to many people, and I stayed in Coast for a long time, maybe 1 month, speaking to many people. And Coast is like a yachting center, many yachting people there. And like in all the other countries I've been to, everyone told me, well, interesting voyage, but you have a bigger boat. It would be faster and more better for finding girls. This is the follow in Coast, up a bit from the town on the Medina River. There I found a home and with people there, and the harbor master and the people in the pub and well, and other people tending the yachts there. So, and like I said, they all told me I should get a bigger boat. So I left the boat there in end of December and went back to Sweden to see what I could do. Like many other people, I read a book by Joshua Slocum about his spray boat he sailed around the world single-handed. He had found a wreck out on the fields and it was given to him. And then he converted it into a boat. So, well, that's my inspiration. And now, back in Sweden, I found this wreck. It was an old steam launch made in 1885. So it was over 100 years old. And it'd been in traffic on a lake between, here in Sweden, Vättern, between Gränna and Visingsö. And then during the Second World War, it'd been in Jönköping and had caught a fire and sunk to the bottom. And there it'd been laying. And then someone had dragged up it on the shore. And it'd been laying there, all rotting and rusty. And a tree had grown up through the planking, or, you know, through the iron boat, through steel, rusting up. But then one man had cut down a tree, a lorry driver, and dragged it down to Göteborg. And there he intended to make it into a motorboat. It was 12 meters long, 40 feet, so quite a big boat. But, you know, big boats take a lot of time and a lot of money, so he kind of gave up. And this picture he gave me is from the summer, but when I found the boat, it was in November, and snow and ice was coming, and he was standing there covering the boat, and there was ice in the bilges. I said, "Nice boat," I said. "Yes, it's a nice boat. You wanted to buy it," he said. "Yeah, I like to do that." And after sailing all that summer for so many months, I didn't have any money, but I had sold my cameras. So I've been a teacher of mathematics for a while. I made some good money and bought some cameras. But then I sold all the cameras except my Nikonus, underwater cameras. So I had 2 cameras and lenses I sold. So I got it cheaply. And then I thought, well, I converted to a schooner with a centerboard. I like the shallow draft, centerboard or dagger board rather. So this, and everyone always asks, now when is it going to be finished? Well, I said this is November now, and in May, the sun comes back. Then I like to put it in water and sail around the world with it. Well, they all laughed at me. I thought, well, this is not going to happen. And it didn't happen either, but in August it was in the water. But before it came in the water, it was also work to do. And in Sweden it was very cold, it was winter, but you know, in steel you can work even if it's cold. So I got a welding set with sticks, and in a scrapyard I found plating and things I needed, and that was very cheap. So I kept building, and here you can see from the inside. To the left is the welding rods, and to the right is a little welder. There's some paint, and me myself sitting there with plenty of clothes on because it was all cold. And this is in August 1969, like maybe 8 months later from the start. And now people said, this is when the paint got on, people started saying, well, this boat is very seaworthy, this is going to be a good thing. So I had help with a friend, and we sailed first to England, visited my friends in Cowes, Isle of Wight, and that was less than a year when I departed. I built all this, and I thought, well, you're a hard worker, I said. Well, you know, it's nice to be out to sea, so I like to do going. Well, money was very hard to get by. But strange thing is, while I was anchored there in Las Palmas, a yacht anchored up next to me. It was a big boat, 75 feet long. And it was a Norwegian man with his wife who bought it, and a child. Also his father was there. His father was very funny, and the owner was going to use this big boat for charter in the West Indies. But he'd been buying it in Italy, and it was kind of run down a bit, so he wanted to make it better. So he asked me to help varnish the masts. They were big masts. I don't know how big they were, but really, really big, you know. And first I have to scrape it down, and then I have to varnish this 7 times. So, but I was joking with him. Well, I say, you know, now I'm out on holiday. I'm not going to work. Well, but we pay you. Well, money's not enough. I said, you have to feed me too. Well, he agreed. You know, he was kind of desperate. So he was just anchored up next to me. So I took my dinghy, morning, rowing over to him, having breakfast. Then we have the lunchtime. And at the end, we have the dinner time. In the meantime, I was up in the mast, scraping and varnishing. And you can imagine doing 7 times varnish on this big mast took a long time. So many weeks there. And I kind of got used to this size of this boat. I thought this is kind of a handy size, 75 feet. And in the evening I rowed back to my boat. I thought, well, just 40 feet. Can't God give me a better deal than that? So I thought, it was not really fair, you know. Me having this little 40-foot boat, and then next to me having 75 feet. And the funny thing was, just a year before, I've been living in Anna, only 4 meter long. And then I got a 12 meter long, and now I got this 75 meter boat. And I was happy. So, that's strange. As you can see, it's a really big boat, you know, with a lot of cabins, and cabins for this and cabins for that, and kitchen, and they have a big deck house where many people could sit. I don't know, I guess at least 12 people could sit there. Got toilets and bathroom and everything. Well, it's 75 feet. So this is a big boat. But in the end, the masts were done. I got my money and I rode back to my little boat, you know. But I found a girl. It was a Finnish girl, and she liked to come sailing. So she came aboard and we started sailing south. First in the trade winds, and we came into the doldrums, and then we sailed south, Brazil, and in the end we ended up in Rio de Janeiro, because I heard much about the Brazilians, and sure, it was a nice place to come to. And here we are inside the boat, both very happy. Nice, good. And here the boat is in Rio de Janeiro, Bahia Botafogo. Well, it took 67 days, I think, to get there, because I didn't know about these goose barnacles, and the bottom got full and got slower and slower, but in the end, we got there. Well, also, there's no engine in the boat, so any calms, well, just wait for wind. So, but then, during all that time, I've been thinking. I was thinking about Anna, the boat 4 meter, and the big 75 Camper Nicholson boat, and this boat, 40 feet. And then I realized, well, you very quickly get adapted to size and everything. So, well, I thought, it's better to adapt and live in a simple life. And that is the idea, you know. So the grown-ups keep telling me, you know, get bigger boats, you know. But I thought, well, it's much better to adapt yourself. Get a little boat instead. It's better for environment. It's better for worse, you know. The boat with the big boat and also this boat, you know, was a lot of work with it, you know. But of course it only took 8 months to build it from a wreck, you know, but still. And, you know, no engine and no oar, well, so I thought, you know, don't listen to the grown-ups, you know. They have a lot of stupid ideas, you know. Better to adapt, keep small, and this is what I've been doing since. So, Duga was, as the boat was called, I called her Duga. It was a good lesson that big size is not a good idea, because, well, first when I came to Duga from Anna, 4 meter and 12 meter, it was huge. It was unbelievable much space. And also the camper Nicholson, 75 foot, it was huge. It's unbelievable big. But after a while I also got used to this 75 foot boat. So adaptation is better, you know, because you get used to these big sizes so quickly. Well, so that's the moral of today, and thank you.